The madness has started. It may not be March on the calendar yet, but it's certainly March Madness in the state of Illinois. The Illinois Girls Class A basketball tournament is underway. And of course, if you're just joining us, Hillsboro held off Byron. Big first half for Hillsboro, and they advanced to the semifinals against the next game's winner, either Carthage or Walther Lutheran. And joining me is Keith Yex from WCAZ Radio in Carthage. And if anybody knows more about the team than him, I don't know who it might be. Let's talk about the year they've had. What were the expectations to begin with?
Well, with a brand new coach in Zach Teen taking over from Bill Lapp, who had been here a number of different years, expectations were kind of lower than usual. But as soon as Zach Keen came in, he told the girls, he said, girls, I want to go to Redbird Arena, and they're here.
Now, what kind of style are we going to see here?
Carthage is, as they have been in the past, they're a pressing team. They like to get up and down the floor, but they've been forced to play a half-court game this year and been successful when they have.
Now, when you look at a community that's successful in a sport like women's basketball, girls basketball in Carthage, that kind of breeds really good futures for what's going to happen, because it's the small town world where the third grader's watching the 12th grader, and that's pretty much what you've got going on there.
That's for sure. You go back to 1987 when Carthage played Seneca in the state finals. The girls that are really little now will look up to these girls today like the girls back then looked up to those girls that were playing on the floor.
And that still trophy that constitutes dreams when you look at those state trophies.
That's for sure. The little girls walk by those state trophies on the way to PE class, both back-to-back in 92 and 93, the state trophies, and you just look at their eyes, they just light up like Christmas.
And you've seen girls basketball progress over the years. I mean, it was just a matter of, hey, can they get the basics down first? But the earlier they start, I mean, if they're dribbling a basketball when they're 6, we're starting to see the results up at this level.
That's for sure. In Carthage, they have Y-League basketball for the entire area for Carthage and Keokuk, and these little girls start out in 2nd grade. So they're trying to, it may not be all Carthage girls, but they're trying to get basketball in general, the fundamentals down.
And I think the cool thing about high school sports right now is that, the boys tell the girls, hey, you can do this. I mean, there's encouragement from both sides. It used to be one-sided because there was only one side that was playing.
That is for sure, and the Carthage boys are playing in the regional championship at Beardstown tonight, so that the boys aren't here, but they're at home rooting on the girls.
So what are they facing in Walther Lutheran? What is the coach telling you about what kind of offense he expects to see?
They are a team that has made the trials and tribulations through that private school league, and Carthage has the luxury of having been downstate here a number of times and played Timothy Christian, played Ileana Christian, so we expect the same type of style.
Now, when you get to a small town and a radio station in a small town, there's something Americana about that. I know we hear about the satellites orbiting the Earth and all these stations you can get from all points of the globe, but in Midwestern America, especially in places like Carthage, it's still about what's on the local radio station. You're talking to people you know.
That is for sure. Everybody listens to Blue Girl basketball, and we broadcast over the internet, so we're worldwide.
Hey, we appreciate you stopping by. Keith Yex from WCAZ in Carthage. Good luck today, sir.
Thank you.
We're going to be back with more from the floor of the Redbird Arena after these local messages.
Jane goes to school from 7:45 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then must go to softball practice from 3:45 to 6 p.m., followed by jazz practice from 6:30 to 9 p.m. What are you doing between 3:45 and 9?
A recent survey of Fortune 500 executives showed that 95% participated in activities while in high school. So don't just go to school, go beyond with the IHSA.
The Illinois High School Association. Challenge yourself.
I'm an official because I can be part of the game, not just a spectator. I'm involved.
I'm a mentor to the kids so they learn the game
and respect the game. I've enhanced my leadership skills.
I'm more disciplined.
And I've learned to be fair-minded in tough situations. Officiating isn't easy, and it's certainly not for everyone.
But it could be for you. Call this number below and find out how you can become a sports official in your community.
Go ahead. Make the call.
And the winner of this year's spelling bee for correctly spelling the word obnoxious, Phyllis Strackley. We got a winner here. C-H-U-M-P-S. What's that spell? Chumps. Who's your mama now, baby?
The Hillsboro fans are very happy. They've got 29 wins this season. Now they're thinking about 30 and 31. And of course, seeing just about every game was Terry Todt, who broadcast games on WSY, Litchfield, and Hillsboro. And well, they came down, they got it done, and they got what every coach wants. They got a good start.
Yes, they do, and they got off to a great start. And everybody's going to have a slow spot somewhere in the ball game. It's whether or not you can weather that storm. The Hilltoppers have been able to do that. I've had the good fortune of watching these girls since they were in 4th grade. I've coached against them in 4th grade, broadcast their 7th grade and 8th grade state tournament games in the IHSA, where they lost to T-Town in 7th grade, beat Quincy in 8th grade. Folks in Hillsboro and these girls themselves have been expecting a lot of success, and they've been down this trail and they're getting that success.
And that's what I was talking about previously with Keith. You're broadcasting 8th grade games on the radio, and sponsors are saying, yes, I want to be part of it.
WSMI, I'll have to brag on the station, we do well over 250 high school sporting events every year. Girls soccer, boys soccer, basketball, baseball, softball, football, we just keep going. Lady Hilltoppers have been a big part of it this year. And these girls, even after winning the regionals and sectionals, they were happy, but they weren't ecstatic. They knew they had a business-like attitude to this thing, and they wanted to come to Redbird Arena and prove themselves to their fans and to themselves. And they are very business-like out there.
And it's amazing somebody like Hope Schulte, of course, is only a junior. I know she's played a lot of basketball, but under the lights, on the big stage, and she comes out and she tells me on the post-game show, well, I didn't really think I was at Redbird Arena once I started shooting.
And that's how they are. I don't know what phases them. I've seen them from the time they were small. They're juniors now. It doesn't seem that anything phases them. I've seen them in one of their losses this year. Okay, they figured, well, we didn't play very well, but we're ready to come out for the next game. So I like their attitude. I like Brett Teakin. Coach Teakin is a nice, easygoing kind of guy. Doesn't get too shook up about things. And it's just a great bunch of kids. Chemistry has been there from the get-go. And that's one thing that, a lot of teams don't have, Jim. That you got to have the chemistry. And you got to have a go-to person. It can either be Schulte or Pretner.
So when there's a basketball opening in a small town like Hillsboro, is that like what everybody's talking about while they're eating their eggs and drinking their coffee? I mean, is it scrutinized? Who is this guy? I mean, well, how does that go?
Well, Coach Teakin was a very good basketball player for Nokomis, and he actually played in the quarterfinal round of the state basketball tournament in high school. So Teak knows his stuff. He's been through this before, and with the success at the lower levels for the girls and Coach Teakin's success, nothing much surprises them at this point.
And I think he's headed for Midwestern GQ magazine with that orange tie.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
So what about the boys? What are they at tonight?
Well, the boys are playing for the regional championship tonight at Hillsboro against a very good Pawnee team, and I'm going back to Hillsboro tonight to broadcast that game on our FM station. One of 3 games tonight. On our WSMI FM, and then on another sister station, a big Southwest Conference game between Alton and Edwardsville, both ranked in AA. So we've got 4 ball games tonight that we're covering at the station.
This is one of the few times you'll ever see Terry Todt without a pair of headsets on. It's amazing you don't have like headset hair all the time.
Well, headset hair all the time. You can't see it up there, that's all. The advantage of being 6'4".
So very quickly, in a small town, did the multiplier make any difference in your area? Was there a buzz about it?
It did, but not this year because the way they sectioned off the brackets, our teams kind of got sent away from where they would normally run into private schools. So it really didn't make much of a difference this year, but in the past it certainly has. And personally, I like it, being from a small town. I think it's a great idea, but everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Mr. Mellencamp sang about the small town. Yes. Have the small towns changed that much? I mean, kids change.
Kids change. Small towns struggle to stay alive, and they look for some sort of thing to identify with. High school basketball is a great thing to identify with. And when you talk about entertainment value, I don't know what it costs to get in here, $7-8? What a great entertainment value.
Terry Tote, thank you so much for stopping by WSMI Radio. He'll be a busy man. Get in your car, you got another game to go to.
All right, thank you very much.
Right. Thank you. We are at Redbird Arena, of course, awaiting game number 2 of the quarterfinals. We'll be back to set it up for you after these local messages.
I'm an official because I can be part of the game, not just a spectator. I'm involved.
I'm a mentor to the kids so they learn the game and respect the game. I've enhanced my leadership skills.
I'm more disciplined.
And I've learned to be fair-minded in tough situations.
Officiating isn't easy, and it's certainly not for everyone.
But it could be for you.
Call this number below and find out how you can become a sports official in your community.
Make the call!
Jane goes to school from 7:45 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then must go to softball practice from 3:45 to 6 p.m., followed by jazz practice from 6:30 to 9 p.m. What are you doing between 3:45 and 9?
A recent survey of Fortune 500 executives showed that 95% participated in activities while in high school. So don't just go to school, go beyond with the IHSA.
The Illinois High School Association. Challenge yourself.
The Walther Lutheran Broncos ride into the state finals for the first time in 23 years. The Carthage Blue Girls have made the trip to Normal 8 times during that span, claiming 2 state championships. Quarterfinal game number 2 is now.
We are inside Redbird Arena, and good afternoon again, all basketball fans across the great state of Illinois. March Madness is indeed underway. The Class A quarterfinals are what we're in the midst of right now. In game number 1, of course, it was Hillsborough taking care of Byron Hillsborough with 29 points from Hope Schulte, the junior, to take them into the semifinals. Who will the Hilltoppers play? It'll either be Carthage or Walther Lutheran. That'll set the stage for the first semifinal, and setting the stage for this game, 2 of my favorite ladies courtside. That would be Bernie Chero and Ann Penstone. Ladies, good afternoon.
I tell you, if that first game's any indication, Bernie, we're in for a treat this tournament. Hillsborough, of course, overcame Byron. They took a commanding lead early on the strength of Hope Schulte. Byron came right back, and Schulte with a great performance with 29 points. And the winner gets the winner of this one. That's Carthage, the Blue Girls, and Walther Lutheran making their first trip. I'm along with Bernie Chero, longtime coach of Normal Community West. And Bernie, tell you what, we've had a great day so far.
You know, we had a really good, I guess the best thing to put it is, a great presentation of good basketball in the first game, and I expect that in the second game.
Well, Carthage has been here 9 times, but it's been a while since they won, and they've never under first-year coach Zach Keene. Walther Lutheran making their first trip and a big win early. Let's take a look at the roads. First for Walther Lutheran. See their big win, that 3-point victory against longtime rival Timothy Christian. A rather easy victory against Dwight. I saw them Monday night. It was a track meet. On the other side for the home team, the Carthage Blue Girls. The big win, of course, was against IHSA Southwestern. Previously ranked number 1 at different times and unbeaten until they met the Blue Girls. And as you take a look at key players, they're an awful lot. Nice balance, great speed on both these teams. But first for Walther Lutheran, it may be in the hands of point guard Dominique White.
Dominique White, she's a freshman. She does not play like a freshman, but when you look at her, she has a smile that'll knock you dead. The kids call her Tank, and that's because they say everybody gets out of the way for Tank. And now we look at Carthage. When we look at Carthage, we see a player in Mackenzie Long. She's the type of player that second-team All-Stater, IBCA first team, and she's the type of player as a junior guard will dominate the floor and really make a difference.
Well, I saw Dominique on Monday night against Dwight, and the first half she played a little like a freshman. Second half, like a senior, really took control, and she was the difference in the fourth quarter. Now the keys to the game, as you take a look at it, first for Walther Lutheran, making their first start, and if they could win 3 games down here, it'd be their coach's 100 victory.
Well, I think the keys of the game are the youth. They don't understand the magnitude of the game at this point. their decision making. They're going to have to be careful not to turn the ball over. Exterior defense is going to be critical for Walther Lutheran. They're going to have to put a cap on the perimeter defensively.
And on for Carthage.
If we look at Carthage, the coaching staff, first-year coach, but he's got 20 years of an assistant behind him. Their depth, they go 11 deep, but my favorite, 165.85. The kids told me that it's 165.85 miles from their gym door to this gym door, and they want a trophy. We'll see if they can get one. They have to win now before they can get to the trophy games.
Well, and, as we talk to these players, that the whole key for Carthage is pressure. They want to put a whole lot of pressure on everybody, a lot of speed, and on the other side for Walther, they have 5 kids that went to the state track meet. So you're in for a treat. Hold on to your hats. And right now we want to go to PE announcer Jeff Fritzen for the starting lineups.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the participants for this second quarterfinal game of America's original March Madness for girls. First, the non-starters for Walther Lutheran. Number 10, a sophomore, Ashley Strong. Number 12, a sophomore, Ashley Simon. Number 15, a sophomore, Samantha Van Tholen. Number 22, a senior, Jenna Richardson. Number 24, a freshman, Emma Schmidt-Schwartz. Number 25, a senior, Emily Paul. Number 30, a junior, Katie Hemmen. Number 32, a sophomore, Rebecca Fields. Number 33, a junior, Keosha Campbell. And number 35, a junior, Jana Desch. And now the non-starters for the Blue Girls of Carthage. Number 20, Randy Gronwald. Number 22, Amy Byers. Number 23, a sophomore, Stephanie Smitty. Number 33, a sophomore, Courtney Freeman. Number 34, a senior, Raylene Boston. And number 45, a freshman, Mackenzie Carroll. And now here are your starting lineups. First for the Lady Broncos of Walther Lutheran, number 11, a junior, Kristen Zelke. For Carthage, a junior, number 2, Caitlin Weir. For Walther Lutheran, a sophomore, number 14, Jasmine Harvey. For Carthage, a junior, number 15, Mackenzie Long. For Walther Lutheran, number 20, a junior, Janae Sims. For Carthage, a junior, number 24, Jessica Rankin. For Walther Lutheran, a freshman, number 21, Dominique White. For Carthage, a junior, number 25, Brianne Guyman. For Walther Lutheran, a sophomore, number 34, Chanel Wright. And for Carthage, a senior, number 32, Rochelle Boston. Walther Lutheran brings a 24-6 record into the game. They're coached by Todd Fisher in his 6th year with a record of 97 wins and 65 losses. He's assisted by Dave Van Tholen, Matt Twamy, and Lynn Korf. Carthage brings a 25-7 record into the game. The Blue Girls are coached by Zach Keene in his 1st year. He's assisted by Cy Hickenbottom. Your officials for this quarterfinal contest from Freeport, Tom Moyer. From Bloomington, Tom Hilton. And from Belvedere, Brad Sally.
And now let's take a look at the Prairie Farm starting lineups for today's second quarterfinal. You look at the Redbird on the floor here, Redbird Arena. And the teams are taking the floor. There's a young lady you're going to see a lot of. She's such a young-looking kid. I'll tell you what, she is a key to the ball game. A recent starter, actually, and has a very good propensity for blocking shots. Only a sophomore. They're your officials for today: Tom Moyer, Tom Milton, and Brad Sally. And for them, it's an honor as well. To be here at the state tournament, you have to earn it. And we are ready for tip-off. In green, Walther Lutheran, and in the home whites, the Blue Girls of Carthage. And we're underway with Walther Lutheran taking care of the ball right away. Jasmine Harvey with the ball. Came back from an ACL injury in July, had surgery in December. I would never know it, Bernie.
I talked to her yesterday, and it's amazing how much mobility she has in that leg.
Both teams like the pressure. Up goes Zilke, and rebound no good. Saved by Carthage. And they'll bring it down against the pressure that pulls back. Taking care of the ball right now, Mackenzie Long, the All-Stater, with the basketball. Drives right away, all the way to the hole, and misses the short layup. Ball runs around, and we're going to have a melee on the floor until we have a jump ball. Second quarterfinal game here of Redbird Arena. The second of 4. The other 2 games will be tonight. We're carrying them all live for you this weekend and the next 3 weekends. So you are in for a great streak of March Madness beginning in February. Shot is short and picked up by Walther Lutheran. Number 21, that's Dominique White. The girl they call Tank, and she has a great smile, runs this offense with authority, just a freshman. Nice spin move, goes to the hole and banks it in. 2, and they're on the board. First, the Lady Broncos.
Earned a right to that nickname on that move.
Oh, nice pass inside. Boy, there's a block by Chanel Wright, and that could be a big key, the fouls. Let's take a look at the American Airlines map of the schools. Melrose Park, you see up there near Chicago Airport, and Carthage in the middle of the state, kind of over in the Quincy area, and not too far from Bloomington. That would be 165.85?
165.85.
Shot long, rebounded, and picked up nicely. Mackenzie with the ball, dumps inside, number 32, that's Rochelle Boston, and she scores and will get the foul. Rochelle with 2, and the bonus.
Rochelle talked to me yesterday about how important it was for her to score within the first 2 minutes of the basketball game. So in her mind, I think she's in a good offensive set. She feels that as soon as she touches the ball in the beginning of the game, she wants to get into a rhythm.
That breaks the tie. Rochelle, the 3-point play the old-fashioned way, and that's the first lead for the Blue Girls. Dominique down with the ball deep in the corner. All these kids can shoot. Chanel doesn't usually look to shoot inside, and she's going against more size certainly than she saw in the super sectional. Ball loose, picked up by Carthage. Don't have the numbers, but she's going to push it anyway. There is no slowdown with this team. Nice feed, left-hand bucket. Rochelle Boston from Long.
And you have to give credit to Mackenzie Long, the no-look pass, just put it right in between 2 defenders.
Walther Lutheran looking for a good shot here. They prefer to run, but they can play the half-court offense. Not a senior starts for the Lady Broncos. Nice bucket. Kristen Zilke with 2, driving down the lane. We told you it'd be end-to-end, and we were right.
Well, you can expect that from both teams. They like the transition. As we take a look at Carthage, they've won 6 of their 7 last games. They lost to Camp Point. Actually, they lost to them twice throughout the season. All their other losses have been to AA schools.
We're going to get a carry and a turnover. Going to go back to Carthage. You saw Zach Keene there, and he certainly had quite a weekend, Bernie. Not only is he bringing his first team to state in his first year as the Blue Girls coach, but his wife is expecting any minute.
And she has a beeper.
I think the crowd would tell him if anything happens. Oh, nice putback. Rochelle, left-handed putback, and she's got 7. In fact, she's got all 7 of their team's points. Now we've got a full court pressure being put on. Blake calling, Dominique White calling play number 3. Let's see what that is. We got some baseline movement. Man-to-man by Carthage. 3 lefties on Walther Lutheran. So there's a little bit more of a left-handed entry for this team. Zilke somehow squeaks through, goes right through Chanel Wright's legs, and heads up play by Dominique. and she travels by standing up. Good call by the ref.
Absolutely, and she's a little confused about that, but you have to really take a look at her poise as a freshman.
7-4 Carthage. We'll be back right after this network message. Well, we talked about speed, and there's been plenty of it as you see the Redbird on the middle of the Redbird Arena floor. 7-4 Carthage, but both teams really playing very well, just about what we'd expect. And so far, the biggest difference is inside for Walther Lutheran.
And you could take a look at some of the scoring highs and lows. For the season high for Walther Lutheran, they've had 75 points, and another time, a little later on in the season, they only scored 26 points, but that's against Timothy Christian. But both teams right now shooting 50% and showing that they can score with the basketball. Defense is not an issue at this point.
Now we're going to get full court by Walther Lutheran. The first time they really had a chance. They only had the 4 points. It's hard to do it off the misses. Carthage cross-court passes, and now we're going to get a carry. That's an unusual thing. We've seen 2 carries, 1 by each team. It's not the most common thing we see. Both teams a little tight maybe. There you see Zach Keene, a freshman coach in terms of his years. But he is not first time. He was with Rushville. He's been a long time. His dad was a long-time coach at Astoria. Oh, big steal and picked up by Carthage, back in, and they keep control. Oh, nice drive, but that ball is picked. And we're going to get a foul on the floor against Walther Lutheran. We'll wait to see what's in. They're going to shoot 2, going to the hoop. We'll wait to see who gets that call. That foul is being called against 21, Dominique White, freshman. And at the line will be Caitlin Weir to shoot 2. Carthage with a 3-point lead, looking to expand it, and does. Carthage is 69% free throw shooting team. And in the ball game for Walther Lutheran is Keosha Campbell, with Weir still at the line for the second of 2. And it bounces good, but she rebounds herself and gets fouled again. She'll go back to the foul line.
How lucky is that? But, you know, as soon as that shot went off, she knew it was going to the right, and she moved immediately beyond the defender, so she wasn't boxed out, went right to her own board.
Well, Keosha comes into the ball game and picks up a quick foul and sends Weir right back to the foul line. See if she can make both of them this time. Makes the first. Looking for double digits?
The 4 juniors and the 1 senior that are starters on the floor for Carthage play throughout the entire summer, and you could see that as they're out on the floor.
Well, I'll tell you what, both these teams very, very young. Walther Lutheran doesn't start as a senior, and only 1 for Carthage, so they're very poised, both of them, for such young ball teams. There's Jasmine. Oh, what a nice move. Lefty gets the roll. Jasmine Harvey on the board.
Only a sophomore.
9-6. Blue Girls with a small lead. 2 very well-matched teams, almost mirror images of each other in terms of what they like to do. Biggest difference is the inside presence so far. Rochelle Boston having 7 of her team's 9 points. So we're going to get another foul, and that could be a big factor coming if they start coming in bunches.
Well, Walther Lutheran typically plays man-to-man defense and had made the decision today to go in a straight 3-2. No combinations, nothing fancy, to try and shut down the perimeter of Carthage.
Kristen Zilke will return because Janae Sims picked up her second foul. Common foul out real quickly off the inbounds. Tries for the 3, no good, but rebounded by number 22, Amy Byers, who's entered for the Blue Girls. At top of the key, puts it up, Brianne Guyman, no good, but boy, I tell you, the rebound advantage has definitely been on Carthage's favor.
Yes, and Brianna Diamond, they call her Breezy. She actually was able to put up 2 different shots in 2 different areas.
Now that's what you call a record. 9 times I've been here. I've only failed a trophy once.
That's excellent odds.
That means a packed trophy case in everybody's book. But as Zach Keene said, there's a 3-pointer. Nice bucket by number 25, Brianne Guyman. She's a 31% shooter from out there, but had the open look, second shot, and made that one count. 12-6, double up the score against Walther. Jasmine looks to drive, kicks it out. They look to move it around the perimeter. Zilke's been able to get some nice passes and dumps. White had the shot and waited. Kiyoshi Campbell from the top of the key, a little short, and nice box outs by Carthage. Nothing but white on the interior. So far, oh, nice steal by Jasmine Harvey, but taken away by Mackenzie Long. Nice clean foul.
Good take back. Take a look at how Jasmine Harvey has her hands and feet in the ball line and can just steal that ball. Goes up strong, nice clean block. Great sportsmanship. Make sure she doesn't fall out of bounds.
Nice to see her use the outside hand to try to, it was just her body caught her after Jasmine went by. It's on the ball, it was good. The lefty puts it up, no good.
Jasmine Harvey said that this group has been playing Y ball since the first grade, and she owes that to her father, getting the kids to the Y and getting them involved.
A 68% free throw shooter. Has a rare 2 misses for her. She hawks the ball, and we're all in man. Outside, no good. Put up by Randy Gronwald. A lot of substitutes to keep the pace going when they play this kind of pressure defense. Takes to the hole, Dominique, no good. But rebounded by Zilke. How she gets in there to rebound is hard. She's only 5'5", but has come up with a couple of boards and some nice drives underneath. Oh, Mackenzie Long with a nice pass. Rochelle gets, and there's Boston with another 2 from Mackenzie Long, who's as impressive with her passing as she is off the shot.
She has what we call vision. She is a vision playmaker.
And she's bleeding from the knee. There may be a stoppage to play here shortly. Clean that up. Nice job, Kristen Zilke underneath, playing way bigger than her 5'5".
Yes, there's a lot of blood on her knee.
Nobody's noticed it yet. Maybe it's just a scab. We're going to get some substitutions in for Walter Lutheran, number 10, Ashley Strong, and 24, number Jessica Rankin rejoining the lineup, and Amy Byers back in, or now leaving and coming back in, is Caitlin Weir for the Blue Girls, and they have the ball. And a 14-8 lead.
Well, again, you're going to see the depth here. They go 11 deep, and the role play, there are 5 strong role players coming off the bench.
Walter Lutheran goes pretty deep as well, and you're going to need it in this kind of track meet. And a little bit too tight on the defense, and number 33, Kiyoshi's going to pick up foul number 2. Kiyoshi Campbell, a 5'7" junior. That was called against Jenna Richardson. I apologize. Only one against Campbell and only one against Richardson. Puts number 25, Brianne Guyman, at the line, and she makes the first. Extends the lead to 7. 15-8, first quarter action, second quarterfinal game. Are you going to look at Jenna? I'm sorry, at Brianne. And she makes the second. Goes right back into the full court. And now Zilke with primary ball handling. They do have really 4 guards and a forward, really what they play with. Jasmine a little bit out of control there as the ball was grabbed. And she lost her balance. Carthage with the steal. Guyman with a long 3.
You cannot leave her open. Again, one of the keys to the game, they have to play exterior defense.
We're going to get a foul on the outside against the Blue Girls. It's going to be called against number 22, Amy Byers. And ball be out of bounds, and re-entering number 25. Brian comes back in. They come in and out so fast. We'll try to keep abreast of it for you. And that's probably how they appear to the other team. Nice kick out, inside out. Oh, nice bucket of 3 by Kiyoshi Campbell. Answers with her own. 19-11, Carthage over Walther Lutheran. A little bit of an extended zone here. And good D, switching it up. Nice job by Zilke. Almost a steal. They've got numbers, it's a 3-on-2 drill. Campbell just short. Rebound Rankin. And she's trapped in the corner looking for help and doesn't find any. And we're going to get a turnover. Good defense by the Broncos.
That's excellent decision-making on Walther Lutheran's part, because Carthage is not accustomed to seeing a trapping defense down at that end of the court and positive results.
And they were smart. No reaching. Jasmine Harvey with a nice drive, and we're going to get a foul on the floor. We'll wait to see who that's on the drive. That foul's on Caitlin Weir, her first, third team foul. Chanel Wright returns, replacing Zilke. And it stays right at the green end. Number 10, Ashley Strong with her first bucket of the ball game. Closing the gap, 19-13, Carthage. Good D. Very nice play going on both teams. 6-point advantage for the Blue Girls. About 20 seconds to go, probably looking for one.
Rochelle really wanting the ball inside.
Oh, what a block. I told you about Chanel Wright. There you go.
And they call her killer because she loves to play volleyball, and she takes those skills from her volleyball into basketball.
Clean, straight up, looking for the ball. Outside, this could be a big one to end the quarter. Boston kicks it out. One chance, we take it again. She's got about 5 seconds, tries to drive. And taken away by Wright. He's looking a lot more aggressive. Nice job. So after 1 quarter of play, 19-13 advantage. Blue Girls, but a very, very nice play so far. And we'll be back after these local messages.
Jane goes to school from 7:45 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then must go to softball practice from 3:45 to 6 p.m., followed by jazz practice from 6:30 to 9 p.m. What are you doing between 3:45 and 9?
A recent survey of Fortune 500 executives showed that 95% participated in activities while in high school. So don't just go to school, go beyond with the IHSA.
The Illinois High School Association. Challenge yourself.
I'm an official because I can be part of the game, not just a spectator.
I'm involved. I'm a mentor to the kids so they learn the game and respect the game. I've enhanced my leadership skills.
I'm more disciplined.
And I've learned to be fair-minded in tough situations.
Officiating isn't easy, and it's certainly not for everyone.
But it could be for you.
Call this number below and find out how you can become a sports official in your community.
Go ahead. Make the call.
Welcome back to the IHSA quarterfinals. We are through 1 quarter. Carthage is leading Walther Lutheran. The future of Carthage basketball program is out in the court right now, but the future of their coach's family is with me right now. The wife of Zach Keene, Andrea Keene, is with me, and you got a beeper on, I hear.
I do. I'm due any time now, so it's been a really exciting last couple of weeks for us at our house.
Would the coach lead the game if the beeper went off?
I anticipate he will, but we hope that the beeper doesn't go off.
So it is a boy, right?
It's definitely a boy.
Is this the kind of timing you're going to make sure you don't have next time around?
Definitely.
Andrea, thank you so much. Take a seat. We wish you nothing but the best and the baby, okay?
Thank you.
Let's go back to the ladies. Ann and Bernie.
Thanks a lot, Jim. And Andrea, apparently in the super sectional, she normally sits behind the coach, behind Zach, and all of a sudden at halftime she moved, and he panicked because he thought, oh my gosh, it's happening. But it turns out she'd moved to the other end of the bench. So we're glad to see her here, and we hope she stays for the weekend, and wouldn't that be a fun way to celebrate? We're ready. We are, as you take a look at the turnovers here, they're very even against both of these fast-paced pressure-type teams, 6 and 5, so no real advantage there. As we mentioned, the big difference has been the inside game of Carthage. With the ball, Walther Lutheran, and Jasmine Harvey with it, the lefty. Nice job. Chanel Wright looks so much more comfortable than she did the other night in the sectional, in the super sectional. Gets her own rebound, puts it back up, and she's fouled. Just a sophomore, and actually did not start until January.
Chanel is extremely mobile. Isn't very strong in her legs, but her arm structure and her wingspan really is difficult to pass through or to try to, try to defend.
Now, you've already seen her shot blocking. There's a first of 2. She is a 58% free throw shooter. As you see, some of the happy Lady Bronco fans are Walther Lutheran out of Melrose Park, right by O'Hare Airport.
They were so excited because they took 2 buses down with students from Melrose Park today.
I'm sure school's a little quiet, and maybe they've got the TVs turned on. Misses the second rebound, Carthage. So 19-14. Just a 5-point deficit. Carthage looking to extend. Good defense picked up. Nice rotation. Oh boy, Boston wants the ball badly, but Mackenzie Long on the board for their first points and makes it a 3.
Coach would prefer that she shoot a little bit more than she does.
Very unselfish, but she's been, like you talked about, the good vision, and Boston's been open, but she's been drawing a lot of attention. Nice drive, but whoa, rebound looked like it. And that found a lot of white jerseyed folks blocking that. Now out of bounds to Carthage. Here you hear the Menards, save big money at Menards, quarter stats.
As we look at the quarter stats, Walther Lutheran, 6 for 14 on their field goals. Carthage pretty close with, 6 for 15, but the free throws, definitely Carthage has the, lead with that.
And we thank Menards for those stats. Back to the action, we've got Carthage to the ball, looking inside, Boston outside. Pulled out much higher than usual, driving on the ball, Randy Gronwald, and it's blocked, but foul. Probably going to go get Jenna Richardson. If 2, that'll be her second. And it is against Jenna. That's her second. Eighth team foul, so we are in the 1-and-1. Shooting the rest of this half will be Carthage. And right now it's Gronwald off the back rim.
When you really do look at the stats, both teams, same amount of shots, fairly close in turnovers.
Much closer really than the score indicates.
Yes.
It was that quick start that Carthage had that did the big difference. Rebound to Walther Lutheran, and the pressure continues. So she missed both, and Walther Lutheran having a little trouble getting it out of the backcourt. Jasmine Harvey picks it up, being guarded by Caitlin Weir. Bounce path outside. Chanel wants it inside against Michelle. And tipped away. Nice defense by Rochelle Boston. Her 6-foot frame, and she is a twin. Her twin sister plays on the team. That ball touched out of bounds. Staying right here. 6:21 left in the first half of the second quarterfinal game. Hillsborough won the first against Byron, and will play the winner of this one tomorrow in the first semifinal Saturday. All these games being carried live on the IHSA TV network. I'm Ann Penstone along with Bernie Chero. Launched a long one, number 25, Brianne Guyman, and the tip-up is good by Boston. She has 11 points and is having a great first half against the Broncos of Walther Lutheran. Have not found an answer for her yet. Michelle off her hands, off her knee actually, picked up, but she stays right with it. The sophomore, she's gonna shoot from her knees and gets her own rebound, scores. Gotta love it.
Like I said, she's a very mobile post player.
You don't see that too often. I think that's one of those horse shots. On my knees, miss the shot, get my own rebound, and bank it. Boston, nice fake. Back outside to Weir, cross court. Guyman thought about it. And nice defense out to Jasmine. They've got numbers and speed. That is pure speed, folks. Oh, they're going to call the foul. Jasmine wanted that one.
She actually was fouled at the spot that he's pointing to, but 2 dribbles, Ann.
Yeah,
she made it all the way there on 2 dribbles, and you talk about speed. That's it.
And she called bank. I heard her, so you should have counted. Yeah, they are really, like we said, 5 kids on this team went downstate on 4x1 and the 4x200 relay.
You talk about, as a coach, when you want the kids to dribble the basketball, you want them to take it somewhere. These kids actually take the ball somewhere.
Preferably to the hole. Oh boy, almost a real quick pick. Nice job by number 10, Ashley Strong. And Walther Lutheran does come away with it. Let's see if it was clean. That foul is going to be called on Rochelle Boston. That's her first personal. And the 6th against Carthage.
So the next one will put them in the bonus, and we'll all be going to the foul shot.
Well, we're dealing with Mackenzie's blood again.
I think the bandage kind of rolled up and not covering anything, so they'll have to little help on her and clean it up. She'll be back. 1 bucket for her, a 3-pointer, but she's had several assists. See if Walther Lutheran can capitalize while she's out. It's like a whole bunch of interchangeable parts for Carthage, though. They just run one person in and seem to do the same job as the last one that went out.
They really don't skip a beat. And when you have that type of depth, that's why you're able to come to the Elite Eight.
I think that's one of the things that impressed me about Walther Lutheran as well, too. They're so balanced. They're so young, but they play together so well. Like you said, they're playing together since 4th grade. Nobody needs, it's somebody different every day. And we've got an 8-point advantage by the Blue Girls of Walther Lutheran, and we'll be back right after these local messages. There you see our score, 8-point advantage by the Blue Girls of Carthage, trying to make their 9th trip a productive one. And there's the Redbird Arena and this great crowd here today on the first day of the quarterfinals, 2nd of 4. And there are the Carthage game notes, 9th appearance, 2nd to T-Town, who has 13 appearances. So Carthage, the only school to have, they have the 2nd most appearances ever, number 12 in the final AP poll, which doesn't matter because they're here. And they only have 1 senior starter as you look at first-year coach Zach Keene. I love his attitude. He talks about the experience and enjoying the moment. You never know when you're going to come back. So just because Carthage has been here forever, these kids haven't.
Right, nor has he. And, you know, the first time, the second time, third time, if you're that lucky, you have to just enjoy what it is.
Well, he's going to have a weekend that he will never forget, and he's making it that way for his kids, and I really respect that. That shot rebounded to Walther Lutheran. Quick outlet with that kind of speed. Oh, nice job getting back by Carthage because they had numbers early. Janae Sims, a little bit short, picked up by Weir. She's looking, nobody open. Looks cross court, and Mackenzie Long saves it. Nice job. Boston looks to fake, gives it up to Weir, gets the roll.
Now, you know, you won't even see Mackenzie Long in that stat, but she's the one that made that happen.
Now that's one of the many reasons she is an all-stater. A 10-point lead, the biggest of the game so far. Carthage. And here comes, oh, just a nice move, gets her own rebound. And unable to capitalize, Jenna Richardson. Jenna has been a starter, plays like the senior that she is, 5'9". And she was fouled on the drive. The foul is going to be on Rochelle Boston, and that's really a big foul because she's taken it inside. Rochelle has been the biggest problem for the Lady Broncos with her 11 points, and Jenna sinks the first.
Both teams giving their opponents the opportunity for that second shot, not really taking the time to position themselves or box out.
Zilke returns for the Broncos. As Richardson looks for a second, that's a little bit short. Rebounded Weir. Pulling back a little bit in the full court out of the free throw. Long pass, and they're moving it right around the perimeter. There's somebody there, and a lot of green jerseys collecting at the ball. Mackenzie with another 3, no good, gets her own board. And it's going to stay with Carthage as Dominique White re-enters. Replaces Jenna Richardson, and back in for Carthage, number 25, Brienne Guyman. Breezy. Mackenzie to trigger. Oh, and a rare turnover. Tough pass, that would have been an easy 2 points, but the pass outlet to Dominique White a little bit off the mark. Turnover to Carthage. As fast as these two teams and as much pressure, the turnovers really haven't been a big issue.
No.
Half court, nice screen being set up. Oh, nice drive.
Again, the vision of Mackenzie Long. Seeing her coming, Brienne, all the way from the weak side, all the way splitting through the lane.
This time it was Guyman on the feed down the middle. Pace slowing down just a little bit. Janae Sims looked. Haven't really been able to establish anything inside since Chanel Wright early.
There you see the difference points in the paint. Walther Lutheran 10 and Carthage 12, but most of theirs have been on drive, not on the post play, so it's been a little bit different kind of points, and that's by H&R Block in your corner points in the paint.
Neither team really establishes a solid half-court offensive sets. Most of the points are coming either on transition or second chance points.
With an 11-point lead, we've got the full court pressure by Walther Lutheran. Carthage handles it. Had a shot, gave it away. 2 minutes left in this first half, second quarterfinal game. McKenzie again, Boston, but a little bit short off the rebound, and Chanel picks it up. Dominique looks down court, nobody there, so they're gonna slow it up and play half court. The freshman point guard running the show. Little spin move, somebody's seen that. Chanel with it. Thought about the three and decided not to, so drives, off the back iron. She'll shoot two.
If you watch when she makes her move to the basket, she will always use some type of solid head fake or even, some movement with her upper body to try and distract the defense.
That foul called against Mackenzie Long, that's her second, so she and Rochelle Boston.
Now look at that.
Each have two.
The field goal percentage for a point guard. She shoots 40%. I'm going to venture to guess that most of them are drives because of her ability to attack the basket.
It's pretty high field goal percentage. I'm going to guess you're right. You play a pressure type defense, you have this kind of team speed, you're going to get a lot of breakaways. Missed the first, let's see if she can capitalize and make the second. And a little bit short, but almost got her own rebound picked up by Carthage. And we get a travel, good trap on the side.
Did that.
Walther Lutheran needed to capitalize on some of these defensive moves. They just haven't been able to put it in after creating the turnover. But they are much different. Last on the super sectional, they played much better in the second half. They tend to be that kind of team. They're playing against a fantastic Carthage team who's been here many times. But although Walther Lutheran's making their second trip, it hasn't been since 1983, and these kids weren't even born. So as far as they're concerned, it's a first. And the community's rallied around there. There's a long shot, and it's going to count.
No one really expected that defensively. They were stepped back off of
Jasmine Harvey with a long three, and quickly pulls her team within 8.
Momentum change right here for Walther Lutheran.
And we're going to get a timeout by Todd Fisher, the 6th-year coach, who says, this is exactly what we're looking for, and let's talk about where we go from here.
Right, and I think right now he'll sit down and talk about what's the out-of-bounds play going to be and where do you want to be when we put up that shot, so that if we miss that shot, we're going to go ahead and get in there and dominate and get positioned in the paint so that we can put the shot right back up.
Well, this is a huge three.
As we take a look at Jasmine Harvey, you'll see that she's positioning herself out on the left wing, and when she puts up the shot, the defense is really backing off. They're not in a situation where they can defend it, and it's all net.
You see Carthage in the huddle.
Let's take a look at the assistant coach. They call him Cy. He is a veteran assistant coach. He's been 9 times with this team to state tournament.
Well, he's got plenty of experience, and here are Walther Lutheran. Received no votes in the final AP poll, but they start 2 juniors, a softs, and freshmen. As we mentioned, no senior starters. They lost only to Class AA sectional champ Bolingbrook back in December. And there you see Cy.
He started in 1987 as a scout for Coach Dick Berry and has been with the team ever since.
And I tell you what, that's a lot of
great
experience.
assistant coach to have, I'll tell you that.
Nothing's going to be a surprise to him, Bernie. Well, Walther Lutheran after 3-point gets a chance to make it tighter, only down by 8 with 1 minute almost to play in this first half. Second quarterfinal game. Dominique kicks out to Jasmine. They're playing a little tighter now after giving a little respect with that 3. But they've got several kids who can put it up from long range. You think they're going to play for one or just look for the best shot, Bern?
I think they're going to look for the best shot.
Going to make sure it's a good one and hopefully a rebound. One thing they don't want to do is give Carthage another chance to put points on the board. Down to 36 seconds. Jasmine with a nice drive, puts it up. She's a lefty, put it up with her right hand, and Carthage comes away with 30 seconds to play. Zilke right there, but pulled in nicely by number 25, Brienne Guyman. Brienne's done some nice driving, but picked up. That ball's loose on the floor, and we're going to have a jump ball. And possession will keep right here. Stays with Carthage. 19 seconds to play. First half action. Ann Penson along with Bernie Chero. Second of the games here in the first session, and we've got 2 games on tap tonight to determine who's going to the semis for Class A in 2006. Guyman triggers. Inside to Raylene Boston. She's the twin of Rochelle. Oh, nice feed to Weir.
That was a bullet.
Take a look at how she just zips the ball in between the defenders. I'm not so sure she needed to take that dribble, but it's putting in her position still to score the 2 points.
The advantage of the replay could have been clean, but Chanel Wright picked up the foul.
45, Mackenzie Carroll is named for Carthage.
Number 45 entering for Carthage is number Mackenzie Carroll, just a freshman, making her first appearance with Weir at the line. Missed the first, and gets the second. 29-20, the Blue Girls of Carthage with the lead. 11.9 seconds to play here. So there's a lot of pressure, want to get it down quickly into Chanel. Jasmine with 6 to play. Her fans counting off her. She puts it up left-handed, rolls off, no good. Rebound Carthage, and that's the way it will end. 29-20, Carthage with the lead over the Lady Broncos of Walther Lutheran. As the teams head off the floor. A 9-point lead, and as we mentioned before, it really started early and then pretty much was even the rest of the way. And with that 9-point lead, let's talk to Jim Albrecht. Jim, got anything fun for us over there?
I got a guy who's a lot younger than me and who's got a 9-point lead at the half. Zach, what worked?
You know, I think our press worked a little bit in our tempo. You know, we got some shots that fall for us early and forcing some turnovers a little bit. They're not necessarily turnovers in our steal and our press, but we're making them play our tempo and getting up and down, and we hit some shots that gets us some confidence.
You've got to be a little concerned about their speed and the defensive pressure that's causing turnovers on your end.
They are, and that's kind of from us getting in foul trouble, so we have to go with some different lineups, but we're going to make an adjustment here at halftime, and hopefully it pays off for us in the second half.
And I know you haven't had time to check, but I did talk with your wife, Andrea. There's no baby yet. Everything's all right.
As long as we can hold off until Monday, we're going to be okay. Thank you.
Well, let's go to the locker room, Coach.
Thank you very much.
That's the head coach, of course, of Carthage. His team leads at 29-20. Let's go back to the ladies' courtside.
Oh, thanks a lot, Jim. And I tell you, Zach, he's a good coach, and I would love to know what that adjustment's going to be. We'll be back right after this network message. Welcome back to Redbird Arena and, of course, March Madness, Game 2 of the quarterfinals. Carthage leading Walther Lutheran by 9. A lot of basketball left to play. I'm Jim Albrecht, and with me is the principal of Walther Lutheran, and that would be, of course, Steve Zilke. And Steve, you've been there for 9 years.
That's right.
What surprised you when you were, what was the first thing that shocked you when you were a principal or pleased you?
Well, there's a number of things. First of all, I was looking for some new challenges. I found some, and that pleased me. The family atmosphere at Walther is what I really was impressed with. And that's really why I went there, because it was just a nice place to be around and a good place for kids, good place for parents.
Well, when you got the parents on your side, well, the work's half done. But I got to ask you, I mean, you're in Chicago. Sox, Cubs?
It's Cubs. It's Cubs, and no apologies. It's hard every year, but it's Cubs.
You mean to tell me if the White Sox bring that trophy to Walther Lutheran, you're not going to let them in?
We'll let them in, certainly. They're part of our town, but I'm deep down a Cubs fan.
What is your mission statement as a principal, as an educator? I mean, what would you want for every one of your students? I mean, there's no 100% solution to everything.
Yep. Our number one goal as a school, and my mission is that everything we do is Christ-centered. As a Lutheran school, that's very important to us. Secondly, it's academics and then the extracurricular activities. And when things fall in line, it works wonderfully. We're not perfect by any means, but we work at it.
there's always a lot of questions as to how you evaluate teachers. Let's touch base on that. You know, the government has their idea. What's your idea?
Well, there's a number of things that go into it. We're looking for a good relationship with the students and the parents, certainly. That's part of our family atmosphere that we talk about and that we really strive for. And then we want to make sure that they're well-trained academically to do a good job in the classroom so kids can grow, get kids involved, and have fun in the teaching. It's not just a day-to-day thing, but it's a fun activity as well.
Are extracurricular activities earned, or do they have a place that might get somebody more involved and more excited about where they're at?
I think it's a little bit of both. We certainly have kids that, we got about 80% of our kids that are involved in extracurriculars, and it's just a wonderful opportunity for us to teach lessons, life lessons through all types of things. You know, sports especially. You're learning how to deal with tough situations, pressure things. You know, you saw some of it on the court today. So we're working at it.
All right, Principal Zilke, thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the second half.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with you.
More girls basketball after these local messages.
The Blue Girls of Carthage over the Lady Broncos of Walther Lutheran, and it has been as fast-paced, Bernie, as we expected. What do you see so much so far in this ballgame?
Well, you know, I think the opportunities are there for both teams, particularly the shooting opportunities, but the thing that sticks out to me would be the rebounding. We see Carthage with 24-25 rebounds, and then Walther Lutheran only has 14. But what I'm actually seeing is the statement was made early with Carthage. We saw, you know, Boston come out. She knocked in the first 7 points, and then all of a sudden it went to everybody else, and everybody else is scoring.
She was definitely present inside. Let's take a look at the stats from the first half. What stands out?
Well, again, I see the comparison with the field goal opportunities. They're there, but when you take a look at the rebounds, 24-14, those are all second chance opportunities to score. Take a look at the three-point shooting also. But as we take a look at points off turnovers, Carthage has 13. They're the type of team that is able to do that, and they also have 12 second chance points.
Well, Menard's halftime stats, you take a look at them, and now we look at the scoring leaders. Harvey and Zilke 5 and 4, and Guyman and Rochelle, that's Rochelle Boston, one of the twins, 10 and 9. Those are points inside and outside, so they've had it both going.
You know, when we talked to Rochelle yesterday, I mentioned that at the beginning of the game. She wanted to score the first basket. She did that today, and I think she definitely sent, you know, a message to her teammates and to the opponent that they were there and they're going to stay there.
The Blue Girls would like to take home some hardware, but they have a tough Lady Broncos of Walther Lutheran right on their tail. We'll be back with more action right after these local messages.
Okay, before we start the second half, Todd Fisher of Walther Lutheran, what is the key here? I know you were out rebounded. What'd you tell him?
Told them at halftime we got to do a better job taking care of the boards, and we got to rotate better on defense. We got to step up our defensive intensity full court. We're going to do a lot of full court stuff this half and try to get back in the ball game.
Good luck, Coach. Let's go back to Ann.
Well, take a look at some of these highlights. There's that three-point shot put in by Breezy Guyman. She took control in the latter part of the quarter, but then we've got an answer with Jasmine Harvey. She shoots her own three.
Jasmine's been a little bit quiet. Here's take a look, running down the ball. This is where you talked about Mackenzie Law and the stats that don't show.
Right, no one sees that stat where she saved that ball and then there were 4 passes and a nice shot at the top of the key.
Well, that shot by Weir, you've seen some of the highlights at 29-20. Carthage in command so far. We'll be back right after these messages. Well, there you go, right in front of us. Action starts with Walther Lutheran and the ball. Full court pressure being applied by Carthage. A 9-point lead by the Carthage Blue Girls, and Walther Lutheran, you heard Coach Todd Fisher say, we're going to apply more pressure this half.
This is a critical possession for Walther Lutheran.
They need to score. They had a nice three-pointer by Jasmine Harvey near the end of that first half. Zilke with the dump. Kind of an unsung hero. You heard her dad being interviewed. That is her father, the principal. And what a move by Dominique. This is how she took control of the super, and she started out the second half this way.
And I don't know if you realize it, but that is their first offensive putback.
Well, he said we've got to do a better job on the boards and we have to rotate better. Well, so far 1 out of 2. Nice start for the Lady Broncos. Into a little bit of a zone, switching things up here. So he talked about full court pressure, but in the half court, a different look. Breezy, cross court, left-handed shot. Oh, rebounded by Weir, not intentionally. And Guyman goes for 3. All the boards going Carthage's way. Caitlin Weir with another 2. 7 for the ball game, and coming back up with the answering call, Carthage. So unable to make any difference, but a lot better set for the Lady Broncos. Jasmine against Weir, looks to drive, nice slice, kicks it out. Shot off, but there's the ever-present Zilke. I don't know how she gets open so often, but she's a smart ball player on the weak side.
Fouling from behind, Rochelle Boston, showing a little frustration.
And that's a big foul because Rochelle Boston was huge in the first half, and that is her 3rd foul, picking it up with a minute and a half gone in the second half, putting Zilke at the line. She shoots better from from field goal range than she does from free throw, 49 versus 48, which is so unusual.
Very unusual.
Another one of the 3 lefties gets that one.
That is also unusual.
That's true in your starting lineup. There's that full court pressure Coach Fisher talked about, and it's going to pay off. Chanel gets the latent ball, and Dominique looks up. She's directing traffic. The freshman looks weak side to Zilke and pulls out. Finds a spot, not quite enough on it. Chanel fighting like inside. Long, cross court, good.
Transition out of that rebound paying off for the Carthage.
And this time Rankin the recipient. Her first 2 of the ball game, and stolen. Number 25, Breezy Guyman, and there's a whole lot of bodies on the floor, not much happening, and we're gonna get a 3-second call. Mackenzie Long just couldn't get out of there.
And how do you make that call? There's nobody had the basketball.
Well, possession must have been deemed the Blue Girls, I would imagine. Full court. There the turnover ratio. Carthage with 12, Walther Lutheran 9. Might not really realize that as you take a look at the game, but especially the, oh, what a pass inside, but off the fingertip. Good look. Tough. No look by Dominique. Shakes her head. Oh, I wanted that one.
Well, you know, again, we're going to see a little bit of a defensive pressure here. If they can answer the defensive call, they're going to get back into this game.
10-point lead by Carthage. Swinging the ball around, Weir from the outside. And again, another offensive board. 2 for Weir. That's been the killer.
And on the defensive end for Walter Lutheran, they're not rotating on that pressure. They're just standing. It's not a press unless you rotate.
I'm sure Coach, the next time he has a chance to talk to them, will remind them about what he said about that in the halftime. Dominique, nice drive.
Taking a little bit, and she gets a steal and wants a putback.
That would have been big. What a momentum. Down, Mackenzie Long down. They've got 3-on-2 outside. Guyman for 3. Big 3 for Breezy Guyman. And now a long one for Dominique, but again, look at the white jerseys interior for Carthage.
And they're getting the you know, box out positioning that they need inside the lane.
All the rebounds so far going Carthage's way, and with a 38-25 lead, we'll be back after these local messages. Game 2 of 4 today, a 13-point lead by the Blue Girls of Carthage, making their 9th appearance. There you see the 2 cities, and they're very, very different. Walther Lutheran, Melrose Park, a suburb of Chicago, with 23,000 in Cook County. 403 in the school and in their private school league. For Carthage, 2,800 in the town, Hancock County, and enrollment only 269. The West Central Conference over by Quincy, and there is Coach Zach Keene, who is loving what his Blue Girls are doing right now.
Well, they're showing some great teamwork, passing the ball well. Each of them making some type of contribution to the offensive end of the game.
Long, no roll on that one. Rebound Dominique, and we're going to get a foul over the back. Tough call. That ball was kind of loose. But Dominique is so strong. And that foul is going to be called on Raylene Boston. Her first. Sister Rochelle is on the bench with 3 fouls, so it was Boston for Boston. And inbounding number 20, Janae Sims to Dominique. Dominique has definitely established herself in the second half as the go-to girl. Looking to go to the hole. Dumps to Rochelle and gets the bank shot. Right-handed by Rochelle Wright, who is a natural lefty. Talked about establishing, even though the points in the paint have been fairly even. Oh, nice steal by Dominique. Can she get this one? Oh, what a move. Spin move by Dominique Wright. Just what she did in the Supers against Dwight.
That's what they're going to have to do defensively. Make sure that they watch the eyes of the ball handler and watch the eyes of the passer. She steals that ball right out of her hands. A nice spin move, strong, leans into the glass.
Nothing Randy could do but rebound.
And from the offensive end, Carthage cannot just take things for granted. They have to really make sure that they pass with a purpose.
Well, the same, very similar shaping up type of game as what happened in the first one. Hillsborough, we're going to, oh, Dominique wanted that. If she had been able to pull that hand away, she's got her hand caught in the cookie jar, and she'll pick up the foul.
She's definitely showing some senior leadership for a freshman.
It's really amazing when you talk with the composure that she has, the way she plays, and I think she plays better as the game goes along. She's going to exit the ball game right now because that is her 3rd personal.
And I think this will really affect Walter Lutheran with some leadership. Someone's going to have to step up.
Absolutely, that's the one you didn't want her to pick up, but you can't be upset with a hustle foul. And we're going to have another one right here. That one's going to go against Ashley Strong. Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to go against Chanel Wright, and that's her 3rd. So very quickly, Chanel and Dominique pick up fouls as Raylene Boston at the line, shooting 2.
And we talked at halftime, you and I, when he mentioned he was going to put full court pressure on. That will put them in a position to foul a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not that they should, but I think that
they
will have a tendency to do that, yes.
Certainly the 2 players who probably would least like to have picked those up, however. And Kristen Zilke re-entered the lineup for the Lady Broncos, and running the show now, number 20, Janae Sims. Oh, nice drive by Jasmine, and she gets her own board but can't control her body. Now that is a trap, and we're going to get a foul. That would just muscle right through. Kiosha Campbell said, okay, you don't want me to go? I'll just move right through you. Caitlin Weir is going to pick it up. Nobody cutting off of that inbounds play, and that she looked like there was supposed to be a cutter going down the middle, and nothing happened.
Well, when you watch basketball in the offense and more than one person is standing, you will not score any points. There should be 1 person with the basketball and 4 people moving. Off the ball movement is critical.
Stays at this end off the tip. Zilke to Jasmine Harvey. They're not going to let her take that 3 again, at least uncontested. That was tipped. Nice job by number 22, Amy Byers, into the ball game. Mackenzie Long with a bounce pass, and in and out all the way down. We got to fight for the basketball. Mackenzie's got it. It's 1st and 10 and a travel.
She was all excited because she had possession, but then when she rolled over,
I think she was going to try to call a timeout, but couldn't quite get her hands
She couldn't get her hands off the ball, yeah.
Too many bodies around her. Patented full court pressure by Carthage. That really has not been a factor against the wonderful ball handlers of Walter Lutheran at all today. It's been more of a problem in the half court, actually. Zilke with the ball fake, looks nice, dump pass, but just a little bit quick on the release. Whoa. Hands everywhere. Jump ball, this time it's gonna go Carthage's way. The team in white will take it and go the other direction. Sort of a 3-quarter 2-2-1. They play a diamond and 1, a 2-2-1. And we're going to
I was just getting ready to say she better be careful, because I just saw how she was just leaning her shoulders into that trap, and as soon as I thought that, the foul came. Take a look at, she sees the trap coming, but she leans right into it with her shoulder and uses that elbow.
And then she picked up her third foul, so that's a biggie, with Rochelle Boston and Mackenzie Long both with 3. So each team with 2 of their stars on the bench with 3 fouls. A nice fake. Off the back rim, out of bounds, and to Carthage. Fans wanted a turnover there on that move.
The last few possessions, no one seems to be getting control, and
Coach Fisher decided to take a risk. He's got Dominique on the front of the press and back in with 3 fouls. Let's see if it pays off. Oh, nice hands. Kiosha Campbell knocks it out of bounds. So coach decided his quarterback needs to be on the field with 2 minutes in this third quarter, and they're down by 10. Nice pass. She's got that down.
Yeah, that's that vision that I mentioned earlier.
Dominique with the ball. Rankin received that last one. Long shot. Off the back, Jasmine launched it, and rebound to Carthage. Maybe a little quick on the trigger.
Well, I think Carthage needs to take advantage of the fact that, whoa! Dominique has 4 fouls and just attacked the basket. Or put up the 3.
Mackenzie Long with a 3. And Dominique with one of her own, but off the other side, rebound, good. Number 22, Jenna Richardson puts that one back. And we've got a timeout. And a 13-point lead equals the best of the night so far for the Blue Girls. As you see Coach Todd Fisher talking to his green and white Lady Broncos.
Talking to them about shot selection and when they need to shoot it and when they need to get it in board.
Let's take a listen to something we heard before from Walther Lutheran.
Jasmine is our best outside shooter. She's attempted probably more 3s on the year than 2s. When we need a big shot, we'll oftentimes look to Jasmine. Same with Dominique too. Freshman, she doesn't play like a freshman on the court. She takes care of the ball most of the time. And again, they're just 2 kids who have played in big games in their lives before. And hopefully this weekend they'll be able to step up and play big for us this weekend.
There you see Coach Fisher, and you heard him talk before, and hopefully, I know he talked about rotating on defense and putting more pressure. How's it doing?
They're going to have to do that. However, it has to be all 5 of the players. It's like you're connected by a string, and if the point puts pressure, everybody else has to move along with that pressure. So that's where the rotation comes in.
We got a good look at Dominique White, who is the quarterback for the team. Way to split it. Nice job on Carthage to break that pressure very easily and cleanly. Mackenzie Long running things at the top of the key. Rankin, they're really spreading out the floor now with under a minute to play in the third quarter and a 13-point lead. Making Walther Lutheran work really hard. They don't have quite the same depth. There's a breakout. Jasmine with the ball, guarded by Mackenzie Long, and we got a bucket, and we're going to get a travel. She heard Mackenzie Long on her heels.
She heard Miss Long giving pursuit, so she shuffled her feet.
Carthage doing a really nice job of breaking the press of Walther Lutheran. 30 seconds left to play, 13-point lead. Winner goes on to play Hillsborough, who defeated Byron in our first game today. Content to play perimeter ball. Sort of a loose zone. Rankin all the way across, kicks it to Weir and short. And out of bounds to Walther Lutheran. Carthage wanted that one badly and almost picked up that rebound. As you see, Coach Zach Keene, points off turnovers, 7th Walther Lutheran, 15 over double up from Carthage. So that's been a big stat here today. Oh, nice drive by Dominique, scores.
Now you had to know that she was going to do that. Here we go. Here we go.
Now that's a heady player. Knew what the time was, makes the bucket, steals the ball, and knew that she had to shoot it. That's no freshman. We'll be back with the final quarter right after these local messages.
Welcome back to the Redbird Arena. One more quarter to go. Walther Lutheran needs to make up 11 points. A man who knows a lot about coaching this team, former Walther Lutheran coach, and of course that is Roger Krull. And Roger, in 1983, you brought this team down here and got third place. How much has the game changed in those 20-plus years?
Certainly the three-point shot since '83 has changed. The girls are a lot more physically active. They work out on weights. That's a couple things right there that changed the face of this game big time. The physicality is a lot different.
Roger, it's good to see you again. Enjoy the fourth quarter. I know you're coaching as we speak.
They're young guys, and they'll get it done.
All right, back to you, man.
What a classic coach, talking about his counterparts, and Todd Fisher, who's given the last words for the last quarter, Dominic. And Walther Lutheran needs to make up 11 on the Blue Girls of Carthage, who have led throughout. Shot, and there's a rebound that's free for the taking, and Walther Lutheran picks it up, one of the few offensive boards they've gotten. That shot good by Kiosha Campbell.
Kiosha Campbell really pulling away from the defender, freeing herself. Second shot opportunities again.
Kenzie Long, and again, another chance. Carthage just seemingly like they got 6 players on the floor when it comes to rebounding. That bucket by number 25, Breezy Guyman.
If Walther Lutheran could just get that part of their game back, that will really make a difference.
Take us a few steps forward, and they just can't get over the hump and have the opportunity, because Carthage is not putting up 100% shot or 100-foot buckets. Dominique, nice feed.
Drew 2 defenders as she was driving in the lane and then dishes it off behind the other defender.
Jenna Richardson with that bucket. I'm surprised she even knew it was coming. And nice cross-court passing, Rankin with the bucket. Every time Walther Lutheran makes a move, Carthage hasn't answered right.
They can't afford that.
Oh, rims out, rebound, Carthage. They're getting the ball out so quickly, there's no trap being able to be made. And again, cross court. We're inside, tipped away. Every loose ball going the way of the Blue Girls right now. Slowing things down just a little. Wide open shot from 3, Breezy, no good. But again, inside rebounding position, Rochelle Long is back in the ball game. No, and a foul.
And as you watch, as the passing is going on, you see that no one is taking the opportunity to get defensive positioning.
Here's Menard's third quarter stats.
Let's take a look at the 3-point field goals. 50% for Carthage. That really stands out. Rebounds 34-21, and that's because there is so much immobility on the part of Martha Lutheran.
As you see Walther Lutheran walk to the bench, they're down. Want to come back right after these local messages. There's some Walther Lutheran Lady Bronco fans dressed in their green. They're down by 11, but there's 6 minutes left to play, and the winner goes on to play Hillsborough tomorrow morning in the first of 2 semifinals here at the Class A tournament. Walther Lutheran really got behind, brought down 2 busloads of kids. You heard the principal talk, his daughter's playing, and by the way, there's a little rivalry there in the family as well, because there's an older sister who didn't quite get to state, so there's a little bit of, but I did, sis.
How fun is that?
Get a good look at Caitlin Weir, number 2, got 9 points. Shooting every other free throw in, and another chance here. Caitlin, whoa, all the way down and out.
That was halfway in and out.
Chanel Wright returns for the Lady Broncos. And Dominique White looks like she's going, oh no, can't decide who's going out. He might have been short a player.
Well, he needs her on the floor. I don't see her coming out even if she gets her 4th foul.
Absolutely not. You've got 2 fouls to play with. You only have 6 minutes to play. No question there. Gets the roll. Caitlin gets that one. And Byers' return replaces Weir after her free throws. And Chanel will trigger it from out of bounds, told that she can run the floor, and gets it into Jasmine Harvey. These young ladies from Walther Lutheran, a collective 3.5 out of 4 grade point average. And they're only going to get better. Again, that cross-court pass worked so well for Carthage against the press. Byers a little bit short, rebound. Dominique got a 3-on-1. Bounce pass is there, but she's too deep. Chanel Wright follows. I think she was fouled, but got away with it. Boston may have gotten away with her fourth. And she wants the ball. Mackenzie says, no, we need to waste some time.
Not yet. I'm surprised they don't call a turnover. She dribbles so high up sometimes.
Dominique really all over the ball, sporting 3 fouls of her own, but can't wait now. 5 minutes to play and 12 points to make up. Carthage content to keep it out here and look for a good shot. Oh. That ball left alone, and it's going to stay with Carthage. That was kind of weird. We couldn't quite see what happened as Zilke returns and replaces Jenna Richardson. Keeping fresh troops with the frantic pace. Rankin into Mackenzie Long. The All-Stater against Jasmine Harvey, who always draws the toughest player and says, hey, I didn't do it. She came at me. It was kind of just a good move on Mackenzie Long's part. Believe it or not, that's her first foul of the ball game.
Well,
Zach Keene.
I was getting ready to say that that's really a good foul because it is her first foul. She's got to crank it up a little bit.
Carthage by 12. We'll be back right after this network message. As you see the Walther Lutheran Bronco fans celebrating, they've got a little deficit to make up and just under 5 minutes to do it. Carthage has led throughout this ball game. Points in the paint. There you see the difference. As it was pretty even before, now you got to change.
Well, most of their points are on drives, but take a look at your field goal percentage. Carthage has a little bit of the edge there. Free throw, Carthage has the edge there.
Doesn't matter what it says, the only stat that matters is the one on the scoreboard, and Carthage holds that one right now. Content to keep it outside. Dominique hawking all over that ball. They've got to make something happen, and they do. Nice steal. Zilke long down, but couldn't quite get rid of it. Dominique, and again, there's Boston, the ever-present Carthage Blue Girls with the board. Mackenzie Long, 3-on-3, she'll pull it out and waste some time. 4:29 on the clock.
Take a look at the difference. Carthage taking their time on offense, maximum amount of passes, and looking for a high percentage shot.
Mackenzie spin dribble, and Zilke picks it up. Can they capitalize? One of the things that Carthage has done so well is points off turnovers. And boy, Walther Lutheran needs one right about now. No, a little cat and mouse game going. There's a freshman against a junior. Rebound by Zilke. How she got there, and again, the smallest player on the Broncos, 3 boards, and they cannot make that, just will not go down. Rankin, 2, count it. All of the points coming in the second half. Jessica Rankin with 8. And extend the lead to 14. That long shot by Harvey, saved by Wright. Dominique will take the 3. They've got to put these up. Nice rebound, and again, they get the board, just cannot make it go in.
Well, the stat that really sticks out, Ann, is they still only have 1 basket on an offensive putback.
Well, I'd have to say Coach Fisher got what he wanted in terms of they've got more rebounds, they put more pressure on. It just hasn't happened for them so far.
But just to tell you, there are 42 boards for Carthage, 28
offensive.
Right.
Wow. Wow. That's a big difference. Dominique on the drive, splits the D. Nice move. Rebound's going to stay here with Walther Lutheran. And she'll key it from out of bounds. They could really use a 3-point off of a screen. They'll take 2, and that one off Nice rebound, and again, I tell you, they've got to be so frustrated. They're doing a heck of a job now. Now Jasmine's not giving up, picks it up. That speed coming into count. Oh, but can't quite run it down.
Too bad. That's a you don't know what to do, because if you don't pick it up, they might get it back, but then that would have been an over and back call.
You got to go get it, though, so you don't give them a free
loose
bucket.
ball, you teach them. Loose ball, you go after it.
Every loose ball's ours, right, Coach?
Yep.
Nice screen by Rankin for Breezy. Carthage with under 3 to play and a 14-point lead. Mackenzie Long, the All-Stater, with it, drives the lane, and she's going to be fouled. Ooh, a hard foul.
She fell after she made that pass.
It was after everything was done, but boy, she took a hard fall, and I'm not quite sure what she's holding.
Take a look, the call was made prior to the fall. Makes the pass, she steps.
Nowhere for her to go down, so when she came down, body first. Oh, that's hurt. She's tough. She's back up. That foul called against
That floor
Ashley
is
Strong.
hard.
It is
That's why
hard.
they call it a hard court.
Mackenzie Long will be at the line. Mackenzie's a 79% free throw shooter. So she's pretty much money in the bank most of the time. And there it is.
Mackenzie started as a freshman at the off-guard position when they came here her freshman year. She really feels that that was very advantageous for her. I would have to agree.
Missed the second. And Dominique stripped of the ball by Carthage, and that ball, we'll wait to see which way it's going to go. 52-37, 2:46 to play as you look at Zach Keenan, his first year and soon to be a dad. You know it was a boys on the way. You heard his wife Andrea talking, and thankfully no buzzer so far. After a little consultation, the officials say Walther Lutheran ball. With a three-point shot, you heard the prior coach from Walther Lutheran talk about that being one of the biggest changes. That still puts it within reach. We're really only looking at 5 possessions.
Yeah.
But it's tough to do against the Carthage defense. They are an outstanding basketball team. From a tradition-rich area.
There's one.
Oh!
There's one. I knew it coming out of her hands. Now they need to get a turnover on their defense.
And then the points off it. Weir to Boston, and we're going to get a bucket and the foul.
But again, that's that rotation. We had great pressure in the backcourt. But once it was broken, the rotation did not follow.
Dominique White picked up her 4th foul. Not much she can do, trying to rope back and help, and puts Rochelle Boston at the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. No good, and again, rebound by Rankin keeps the dribble alive. What presence of mind. Nice job. Jasmine was just waiting for that one. And the ball goes down on the floor, and we'll sort it out. Or try to. We'll keep it right here with Carthage. Playing a 4-man stack. Boston gets it, nice cut, last cutter, and puts it in for 2. 56-40, just 2 minutes to play. Dominique on the spin decides to not take it and gives it up to Weir, who was surprised to get it. Stripped by Harvey, who thought it was clean, and will go to the line.
She thought she had just all ball on that.
She is such a nice young lady. You and I talked to her yesterday, and talking about her rehab and how quickly she came back. It's amazing.
It's amazing to me that when you watch her run, you really wouldn't even, have the slightest inclination that she had ACL surgery in August. And
start practicing in November.
Yeah, she just said with a big smile, yeah, the doctor said I was about a month ahead. I said, a month ahead? You were 5 months ahead.
The healing powers of youth.
Yes.
Caitlin's shot sunk the first. Here's her second. A little bit long. Nice box out by Wright. And Dominique looking for an open. She'll take it herself for 3. Bounces off the back rim. Rebound Boston. They outlet quickly so often. Now she's got a 3-on-1 drill. No look to Weir. There's Wright. And the same thing, but the outlet quickly to Dominique. Another crowd. Now, this is the kind of pace.
The ACL tear.
No way.
Just watch her. Just watch her. But as you mentioned, that quick outlet, You know, we talk about the 2-second drill, where as soon as you touch that ball off the boards, it should be at the glass within 2 seconds. And Carthage does that better than any team I've seen so far. But take a look at this young lady and her ACL tear. I don't think so. Watch this. She's streaming down the court on the weak side there. And you see that nice move to the basket and a nice left-handed shot. But, of course, she's one of the left-handers.
And you take a look, as we look at the score right now, 57-42. This is what happened earlier today. Hillsboro by 14 over Byron, orange and black on both sides. And the quarterfinal game tonight will be starting at 6:30. Is Flanagan against Spring Valley Hall. And that's a kind of a rematch of a volleyball matchup early in the year. So these towns know each other. And the final one tonight will be Massac County out of Metropolis and Oakville, who is the highest ranked team left in the tournament. We also want to make sure that you know that this copyrighted broadcast is presented for the entertainment and non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without the express written consent of the Illinois High School Association and KOST broadcast sales is strictly prohibited. There's some Blue girls that are very happy. Some smiles on the faces. 1:30 to go and a 15-point lead. It's a tough deficit. Not insurmountable, but very difficult.
Well, I think for Carthage right now, they need to just maintain possession of the ball as long as possible. Delay the foul that they know they're going to draw.
And there it is. I think
and for Carthage, this is who they want on the line.
Well, I'd put a kid that shoots 79% at the free throw line any day. And credit Carthage for being able to get her the ball in the inbounds as well.
Line for Carthage, Mackenzie Long shooting 2.
And she'll shoot 2 since they're in the double bonus. There's a good look at Mackenzie Long, just a junior, so opposing coaches aren't happy to see that kind of talent return.
Well, and you speak of a good look, I really don't think we got to see all that she has in her arsenal, because when we talk to coaches throughout the state, especially at the IBCA meetings, they talk about this young lady's vision and how she truly can see what's happening out on the floor.
We actually saw quite a bit of that as she broke the press and equal half court and full court, but what we didn't really see as Dominique tries to make that bucket is her offensive arsenal. She's almost too unselfish at times.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, you know, Coach said to me, we can't get her to shoot. We want her to shoot the basketball. We'd like to see her shoot, you know, 7 or 8 times a game. It just doesn't happen.
There's some happy Carthage Blue girls, or maybe a future one, and unfortunately for Walther Lutheran, number 21, Dominique White, has fouled out. The young lady who has been so instrumental in running this offense, just a freshman who plays like a senior, picked up her 5th. And you can
but
see
the experience that they're going back with this young group, and you know, it doesn't feel good right now, but tonight when they get back to the hotel room, they realize, you know, what an opportunity this was. The magnitude of the game, that will take into next year.
Oh, absolutely. And if you're in that conference, that private school league, and they finally
talk about a tough conference.
Here's a young lady that's had a brilliant game. Rochelle Boston, particularly early in the ball game, off of Mackenzie Long, really set the tempo. She got 1 and 2, 60-42. The Blue Girls of Carthage appear to be going on to play against Hillsboro tomorrow in the first semifinal game, and that would assure them of another trophy in their case. Jasmine Harvey, the lefty, puts it up, out of bounds. Stay right here.
Entering the Walther Lutheran lineup.
In for Walther Lutheran, number 25.
And number 10, Ashley.
That's Emily Paul. And number 20, Janae Sims. As both coaches give some kids some experience on the floor. In for Carthage, number 23, Stephanie Smitty. Number 34, that's Raylene Boston. Number 35, that's Mackenzie Carroll. And Courtney Freeman, number 33. All in for the Carthage Blue Girls, and a well-deserved hand from their happy fans. As you see, Keosha Campbell coming in, replacing number 20, Janae Sims, for the Broncos. I tell you what, Walther Lutheran has put on a wonderful show down here, the first time since 1983, and I got a feeling they might be back. Carroll guarding, stolen, oh,
And we're going to get a free throw by number 22. And that's going to be Jenna Richardson on the line for the Broncos. And she was fouled by 22, Amy Byers.
Well, this is a great way to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the first Carthage girls basketball team to advance to state, don't you think? By making sure that they bring back another trophy.
You know, with football this year in the professional ranks, you know, we saw this so much talk about Dan Marino, and you know, you never know when you're going to get back. So you relish every little thing. Number 30 in for Melrose Park, Walther, that's Katie Hammond. And number 15, Samantha Van Tholen, and her dad's an assistant coach. It's nice to see both of those girls get a chance on this Redbird Arena floor. And that long pass may seal it. 28 seconds to go and another offensive board. Oh, nope, defensive, and we get a travel, but a good effort by number 15, Van Tholen. Every kid puts on a green uniform, puts it on, and means business. Out of bounds to Carthage. Left-handed shot off the back of the rim. Another rebound. Offensive boards for Carthage. Just amazing this ballgame. Unbelievable. Ashley Strong picks up that foul, her second, and puts Amy Byers at the line.
Carthage as a team actually has more rebounds than Walter Lutheran has points. They have 47 rebounds. Is a ton.
That is a lot of rebounds. Some of it, what we talked about, Walther Lutheran had some excellent shots. It just wouldn't go in. That means there's more rebounds to be had. And entering for the Lady Broncos, number 35, that's Jana Desch. Just a junior, 5'10". And she's going to get a chance to hang on to the ball. And look at the smiles on these kids. This is what it's all about. These kids are smiling. They get a chance to play. And I think I just applaud Todd Fisher for giving them a chance to come in and feel what it's like to be on this college floor. There's nothing like the state tournament experience. The ball out of bounds. It's going to stay with Walther. 11.1 seconds to go. 62-44. And the crowd yelling, hoping for a shot, and a point by one of the kids that have come in, 22. Yes, it goes. Jenna Richardson gets that bucket. And she's got a steal, and that's the way it's going in. 62-46. Carthage will return to the semifinal, and they're guaranteed a trophy. And they're going to face Hillsborough tomorrow.
And the excitement is in the air for Carthage.
There's a Rochelle Boston who had such a great first quarter and then had some big rebounds and a bucket late.
Very, very heady player. You could tell that she's definitely one of the leaders on the team, and that's where their depth is. They have so much depth with the juniors and, you know, the sophomore.
They ran kids in and out, and you never even hardly noticed it was different.
And when, you know, Coach talked yesterday, he talked intently about his depth and his role players off the bench.
Well, let's see what Coach has to say about that depth now that they're going on. Jim?
Thanks, ladies. Zach, well, I saw one thing happen right before the game ended. You look up to your dad in the stands. You played for him. You gave him the thumbs up. He gave you one back.
It was. We were playing for him. We're playing for everybody in Carthage today. You know, it's kind of been our goal all along to bring home some state hardware, and I don't care what anybody says. A first-year coach, they had a lot of doubts. Nobody outside of Carthage thought we could do this, and we believed the whole year, and now we're going to bring home some hardware.
Zach Keene, appreciate it. Double-double here. Rachel Boston, the senior cell lead, and feels good. How do you feel going into tomorrow?
We feel good. I mean, we have everyone scoring, so I think everyone's going to be able to step up tomorrow.
Not too bad. You're our country insurance and financial services player of the game. Congratulations. Get some rest.
Thank you. I will.
Back with more from the Redbird Arena after this on the IHSA Television Network.
Well, Bernie, we expected a very fast-paced game. We got it, and Carthage came out the winner.
Well, you know, we knew at the beginning of the game that the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game really would set the tone, and Carthage did that immediately.
Well, one of the things we noticed basically was how Mackenzie Long, the All-Stater, really didn't do it offensively, but what she did was she set the table.
And she did, and we can't say enough, I don't think, about the depth that Carthage has. That's really going to help them tomorrow when, in essence, they do have to play 2 games tomorrow. and they have an opportunity to get into the championship game, but they will have a tough game in the morning.
Well, so your winners today, the first semifinal will be Hillsboro versus Carthage in the first semifinal, but tonight we've got more action for you. Starting at 6:30, we've got Flanagan. They'll be going up against Spring Valley Hall in a rematch of a volleyball rivalry. And the final game tonight is going to be Oakville and Massac County. We can't wait to bring it to you. Stay tuned at 6:30 for Bernie Chero. I'm Ann Penstone. So long till tonight.